Sarah Pollock is a New Zealand Herald senior travel journalist here to discuss all of these things this morning. Sarah, good morning.
Good morning.
Good to have you on the program. So,
Lovely to be here.
where are we starting, Sarah? Where are we going?
Where are we going? We're going anywhere where it's warm. Tell us it's warm and it's light and we can swim in the ocean, and we are so there. We've seen, unsurprisingly, Booking.com have come out with some data of where we're going during winter. Australia is massive, unsurprisingly. Where else is big? Gold Coast, Sydney, Rarotonga also large. But what I was really interested to see was year on year where has experienced real growth. Fiji, a lot more people heading to Fiji, a lot more people heading to Bali and Thailand, which I think just indicates that people are a little more confident with heading further afield than the classic Australia. But the biggest jump was actually Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam.
Oh yeah, great spot.
Yeah.
Been there a couple of times. Thing is, do you think people are going there because it's, well, flights prices are coming down, but also once you're there, it's actually cheaper than potentially, you know, the islands?
100%, yeah. Definitely for a place like Bali, where it's like, it's a bit of a mission to get to. It's possibly 2 flights or an expensive 1 flight, but once you're there, it's like the cost for a holiday is so cheap. Yeah,
and what you get for it as well, you know, value for money is pretty good too.
Yeah, the quality is really good, yeah.
Right, tell us about this third home or Airbnb for million years. You've been staying in one of these places, have you?
I have, yeah. So
you.
it was pretty incredible. So we went and checked out a property in Waiheke Island, took the car ferry over, which is just like the ultimate luxury, having a car over on Waiheke, and stayed in a $10 million property near Oniroa Beach. And it was just my husband and I in a 14-person estate, which was a lot of fun. But yeah, it was a real peek into like how the other half live, for sure. Like, because you're staying in this place and it's got this incredible view of Waiheke and Oniroa Beach, 360-degree view, and you're like, why would anyone want to leave here? Which is like the idea behind third home, being that you rent it out to other people and you get to stay in other places. So it was kind of wild to me to think that someone would want to leave this view, but I get, you know, if you get familiar with something, you kind of want to go somewhere else. But
yeah, that's why people have affairs.
That's true.
So how do people, can I go and stay in this place, or is it, do you have to be rich?
You absolutely can if you are part of the platform. So if you have a second home that meets the criteria, is over $1 million, and you sign up to the platform, then you earn points, and then you use those points to stay at the house. Yeah.
So the answer's no.
Yeah, the answer's no, yeah.
All right, so we talked about the winter travel friends. You're all about embracing the shoulder season in Europe. Why is that?
Yes, okay, so I was in Portugal about a month ago, and I've often felt this way, but particularly in the last few years, as someone who's often writing about travel trends and talking to experts, is we're really seeing this shift towards shoulder season, primarily in Europe, and a lot to do with the weather of, I was over there a month ago and it was 30 degrees and it was May. And I would just hate to think of what it's going to be like in July and August. And so a trend that I'm seeing with tour operators and travelers themselves is starting to prioritize those shoulder seasons. And typically they've been less busy and cheaper, but it's just not going to stay that way forever. So I think if I had one piece of advice, one gem of travel wisdom for Kiwis, it would be travel in the shoulder seasons, and even the outer edges of the shoulder seasons. It's going to be cheaper. There are going to be more locals, because particularly in Europe, locals will often go to their own holiday homes during the summertime. Fewer people, so yeah, it's a real travel hack.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I did that same thing last year. Was very lucky to in May.